everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today, and we are going to be looking at the effects of retrograde on you. Okay, so it has just sort of started. We've been sort of feeling the pre-shadow effects of the retrograde for a little while already, but the actual retrograde itself has just sort of started. So, and it will be going until, I believe, January the 1st. So finishing off the year with, the potential for things to all of a sudden go a bit haywire, especially when it comes to, communication, technology, and your money, unfortunately, being that it is so muchly in Capricorn season, that does sort of rule the money problems and that sort of stuff as well. But not so much problems, but just things just sort of going a bit haywire. The retrograde is all about things going backwards. A retrograde is when a planet sort of starts going backwards or appears to be going backwards. So it really does, a lot of the time it can bring things back around. It's like that unfinished business. So at the end of this year, it's actually a really good opportunity, this retrograde, to clear out any unfinished business and, maybe going backwards in order to go forwards into 2024 with sort of a fresh slate, so to speak, to, finish off all those things that you needing some closure from that haven't sort of been finalized throughout the year already. Especially when it comes to, the way that you talk to people, the way that you deal with money, the way that you're dealing with relationships. But we also have this very interesting effect with retrograde with technology as well. So sometimes we do experience just some weird, technology upsets, and just it can be really weird the way that plays out. I know for me personally, I've already started having a few things going on here. My device is usually totally fine. I have had it sort of just having a bit of lagging issues on and off here and there in the last couple of weeks. So, I did have a whole video where, right when the pre-shadow sort of started, I had a whole video where, there was a time delay for three of the last three signs in the video. There was a bit of a time delay going on between the audio and the visual. But I've also had, my NBN connection, I've been having trouble connecting a fourth device and all this sort of weird things that, because when we looked into it, there was actually no issue and there was no reason for that to be happening. And so I've just kind of put it down to that. And it's, as soon as we looked at the issue and attempted to solve it, boom, all of a sudden just solves. But it's like one of those things where it's like, if you don't know how to solve it, you can't solve it if it happens again. It's just kind of solved itself kind of thing. But, we do find a few times we do have technology issues, like messages not sending, even though you sent that message, and then you look at your phone the next day and you haven't actually sent it. And especially when it comes to communication. So, you might try to call someone and the line drops out, or it comes up saying busy, and then they say, what are you talking about? I haven't been on the phone all day. There's no way the line was busy. So just random things happening like that with technology during the retrogrades, which is, lots of fun. But, as soon as you start to, I have noticed that as soon as you pay attention to that thing and say to yourself, that shouldn't be doing that, all of a sudden it kind of fixes itself out of, just as weirdly as it started, it sort of resolves itself. But I do find that as soon as you sort of take notice of it, it does seem to fix the issue, which is a bit, as soon as you make an attempt to try to fix it, it fixes itself magically. But hopefully we can see the same thing happening across other areas of our life as well. As soon as we notice something and make an attempt to fix it, that it fixes itself. That would be great, because there is this feeling of going backwards with the retrogrades, and quite often in retrogrades people do talk about, people from your past coming back around, and all of a sudden here they are, things that you thought you dealt with, months ago, all of a sudden, bang, here it is all over again. So it really is about, finishing off, anything that hasn't, been completely closed off. So for some of you, I'm already sort of intuitively feeling that I am going to be seeing a lot of conversations needing to take place, a lot of communication needing to happen this retrograde. You know, I have been seeing sort of some of that in our, you know, other readings this last week or so, in regard to, you know, people needing to, you know, get closure or have a conversation with something, you know, just to finish off that cycle with things. So you know, I'm sort of preempting that one, and I do feel that that's going to come out for quite a few signs there. Now, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. This week I am using the Dream Lenormand. Okay, so just doing a bit of a quick reading, seeing what retrograde brings your way. You know, what's going backwards for you, what's coming back around for you, where are we going to be experiencing any issues this retrograde. Okay, so starting off with Aries. Okay, Aries. What is this retrograde doing to our Aries? Retrograde energy for Aries, please. Aries, firstly, we have the moon. Okay, so a big emotional component here, Aries, with the moon. It's those feelings you can't shake, the emotions that you can't sort of shake, the emotions that, you know, you think you've dealt with something and boom, here it comes again. You know, it's making you feel that way again, or you're having that feeling all over again. It can be talking about, you know, intuitive feelings. So, you know, those have been sort of popping up for, you know, I'm getting like signs and synchronicities type emotions here, where, you know, something will remind you of something, and all of a sudden these feelings pop up to do with that, and it's sort of coming back around a bit for you. It does feel as though there may become some sort of clarity for you as to why you've been experiencing these emotions, why you can't let go of a certain emotion towards a certain thing or person here. We do also see the incense burner. Okay, so that lets us know that it's like, it's hard to grasp. With the incense burner, it is kind of, you know, for cleansing. You know, it's talking about cleansing yourself of these emotions. You know, putting them on to burn, and burning them away from you, letting that smoke clear your vision. So it does feel a lot of the time with the incense burner that there is something sort of clouding you, some sort of emotion that is sort of clouding you and clouding your judgment at the moment. You're kind of trying to you know, hide in the smoke away from this emotion, and that's not really serving you. It's time to face that emotion. It does feel like for cleansing. Okay, the incense burner is all about, you know, cleansing yourself, cleansing your space. Okay, so really, you know, lifting the clouds out of our way so that we can see clearly what needs to be done in order to, you know, move ourselves on from this particular emotion for once and for all kind of energy, that unfinished business coming through there. We do also see the garden, so it does sort of let us know that there is a meeting that needs to happen for you, Aries. This does talk about meetings and invitations and events and you know, proposals. So I feel like that this needs to happen for you, Aries. I feel like for a lot of you, this is just meeting up with somebody, kind of that meeting somebody in a public space. You know, because there's emotion attached to it. For some of you, this may be, you know, a personal kind of relationship. You're needing to, you know, clear the air with somebody and meet up with somebody just to clear the air, to get these emotions sort of off your chest kind of vibe there. For one or two of you, that is actually a career thing. There's some sort of business meeting that needs to take place in order to clear the air and stop you from being, you know, emotionally driven when it comes to your career or your workplace. Okay, so you are going to know if that's you. I feel like that's only one or two of you there. Okay, so it kind of just does talk about getting social, being a little bit more social, and, you know, meeting someone halfway just to clear the air between you and this person, to help you, you know, clear these emotions from yourself there, Aries. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Aries. Of course, you're more than welcome to check your other placements. The whole deck is trying to run away from me here. But we'll move over to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, how are we today? Retrograde. Retrograde energy around our Taurus. What is happening for Taurus with the retrograde energy, please? See a lot of softness coming from you, Taurus. I feel as though for some of you, this is you within yourself here. We do have the woman first and foremost. So anyone that does watch does know that I don't really like to genderize the feminine energies, but the feminine is all about the emotional component of ourselves, the way that we nurture ourselves, the way that we love ourselves. Okay, we have the heart there as well. Sorry, Taurus, I have not been able to shake this cough. Can I blame retrograde for that? Okay, but it really does talk about, yeah, the way that you're nurturing yourself, the way that you're looking after your heart space, having unconditional love for yourself. You know, we really do see with that heart, it talks about, you know, even I feel like for some of you, there's something coming through about, you know, romancing yourself. I said it in a reading for somebody just yesterday during the All Signs, but that Miley Cyrus song, I Can Buy Myself Flowers, that's coming through here. You know, romancing yourself a little bit, looking after yourself in that kind of a way as well. You know, doing the things that you love, spending time with the people that you love. All right, so and nurturing the emotional side of yourself, looking after your emotional self. And you know, we are finding stability in doing so. We have the house there as well. So, you know, that provides us with a lot of security and you know, emotional security. You know, security with the way that you love yourself, security with, you know, the way that you love others as well. That this could definitely do with, you know, love within your family, the way that you love your family members here as well. So I'm not actually getting that retrograde is going to be too of a daunting time for you, Taurus, although with that house coming out, there may be some things happening around your house. Okay, I'm just getting this vibe of, you know, misplacing things. You know, you know, it's kind of like I know I sat it right there, and then you turn around and when you look back, it's not there anymore, and it's like, where it couldn't be anywhere else. I sat it right there. And I'm kind of getting that, you know, like maybe after retrograde, you're finding that item exactly where you know you left it. And it's like, how has it disappeared for a couple of weeks? It's just totally disappeared. Like, I'm just sort of getting that, you know, like a dryer that eats up socks, and you're like, I know I put both of the socks in that dryer and only one has come out. Where is this other sock? It's like there's might be some missing socks around you during retrograde. That maybe is how retrograde is affecting you. But I'm feeling like it's something that you can't really do much about, because I'm really getting that energy of, you know, you definitely put it in that spot. Like, for example, you put your keys in the bowl. There's only the bowl is on the table, and that is it. And you turn around and you go to pick up your keys again, and they are not there. And 2 weeks later, they're sitting in the bowl. And there is just no explanation for it. It's like some sort of black hole has just sucked them into another dimension for a week or two. And yeah, that's what I'm getting there, Taurus. So, you know, a very odd message, but, you know, just be aware that, you know, make note of where you do put things and keep things, you know, because if you feel like you've lost something and you are beating yourself up about, did I put it in the wrong spot? I don't think you did, Taurus. I really don't think you did. I think the house has become like a bit of a suck hole for lost socks at the moment. So maybe, and if you're doing things like home renovations. Just be, you know, that you may expect some complications with, you know, the communication around those sort of things. So make sure you're getting things clearly in writing and all that sort of stuff when it comes to, you know, home renovations. And especially, I am just getting that that's for home renovations, but a bit random there. Okay, so you are more than welcome to check your other placements, but we'll move on to Gemini. Gemini. Okay, Gemini. What is retrograde bringing around for our Geminis? Retrograde energy for Gemini, please. Oh, Gemini. I don't foresee any retrograde issues for you. I'm not going to lie. First, we have the key. Okay, so opening brand new opportunities for yourself. You know, the key really unlocks things, opens things. It's kind of like what I'm seeing here. The next card we have is the Rider. All right, and so the Rider, you know, brings good news to you. So it's kind of, I'm kind of seeing here somebody opening their door to someone. You know, someone's knocking on the door. You open your door to hear what this person is trying to say to you, and they've got this fantastic news for you. And you know, it's all to do with your finances, Gemini. We have the abundance card there, the fish. Abundance, wealth, and finances. So there's definitely some good news on the way about those. You know, and with the key there, opening the door to new opportunities. So it may be a new business opportunity for some of you that's coming knocking. It may be, you know, it may be the keys to a house kind of energy with that key coming through. With that, I'm just getting a very high chance of success here, a lot of success being offered to you. For some of you, with that retrograde energy, this could be something that you have been waiting to get closure on for a long time. So for some of you, this is, you know, you thought that you weren't going to close on a house, and lo and behold, here's the good news, it's closing. You know, some of you, this is something from kind of like a long time ago. I'm getting that it may have even been, you know, all the way back in January, February, something that, you know, has happened January and February, and you thought you just forgot all about that, or you've, you know, it's been so long that you thought that was not going to happen, and then, you know, here it comes. You know, so it could be very related to financial success for a lot of you as well. It could be a career success in some way, shape, or form as well for you, Gemini. Something that, you know, I'm feeling it's something that, you know, you've got to go, because with retrograde, it's all about going backwards. So you might need to go back to something from the start of the year and you know, recheck your invoices or balancing things out, that sort of thing. You may find that you are owed some money, something along those lines. I'm getting there, Gemini. So retrograde's looking like it's in your favor this time around, Gemini, which, you know, kind of doesn't surprise me. This retrograde in particular will probably be affecting, you know, different signs to our Geminis. You guys seem to be pretty safe from this unfinished business, but that's what it is. It's unfinished business, but it's actually bringing you some sort of financial gain, I feel here, Gemini. So it's working out in your favor, that's for sure. All right, but you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Retrograde energy for our Cancers, please. What's going on with retrograde energy for Cancer? Okay, can I get a clarity card for what that is about? What exactly is that about? Is that a person or a thing for Cancer, please? Feels like it's a person, Cancer. We do have the mouse card first and foremost. So the mouse card straight away lets us know this is past energy coming back around. Okay, the mouse energy is usually something that's been in the back of our mind, sort of eats away at our energy a little bit there. In that sort of sense, it's probably a past person that you thought you had lost, you thought was lost from your life, has been taken from your life in some way, shape, or form. But they're not completely lost if they're coming back around. That was clarified by the garden. So the garden does show us that you are sort of meeting up with the past. There's going to be a meeting, some sort of social interaction with this past person. All right, so and that is actually bringing about the sun for you, Cancer, which the sun, even though it is the happiest card in the deck and it usually does bring a lot of happiness, the way that this is bringing happiness is in some sort of revelation. It's bringing something to light, okay? Whether it's this person bringing something in particular to light that you weren't aware of, or whether this is, you're learning something about them that you maybe weren't aware of, some random. It does feel like it's going to be some sort of random meeting with this person that really brings something into the light for you, reveals something for you here, and allows you to move on to the next chapter with a clean slate. So this really is the epitome of unfinished business somehow. There's something that once you see this thing, I feel like for a lot of you, this is a truth about that person. Once you see the truth of that person, you're not holding on to it. It's not eating away at you anymore. You're not allowing it to, feel as though, I'm kind of just getting this vibe of you're not feeling like you lost anything anymore, that you're feeling like, I didn't lose that person. I dodged a bullet with that person is kind of what I'm kind of getting here, that you may be feeling the loss of that person right now, feeling like you missed out on something. But then I feel like after this is revealed, after this aspect is revealed, and brought to light, that you have this revelation about this person, that it's kind of that I dodged a bullet. I'm glad I got away at the right time. So it's kind of, closing off that cycle for you and allowing you to, end that chapter in your life. The book really does show us that you're ending that chapter. You're ending that part of the story where that person exists for you. I feel as though it's entering a brand new chapter, entering the brand new year with a brand new story ready to go, writing that story in a totally different way for yourself without worrying about that character might pop back up again. No, because we've revealed to ourselves that even if they pop back up again, I wrote them out of my book, is kind of what I'm getting for you with that, Cancer. So keep me posted. Let me know, if you are expecting anyone to randomly come in and, let me know what gets revealed there, because I'm always intrigued in the gossip. Okay, Cancer, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements as well. But we'll move on over to Leo. How are we, Leo? Okay, retrograde energy for our Leos. What is going on with the retrograde energy for Leo? Is it okay? I just need some clarification on that. Clarify that first card. Is that separate to the third card? And clarify the third card. Okay. So what we've got here for you, Leo, I am seeing communication very strong here for you, Leo. So as I said in the intro, communication, the way that we talk to people, going backwards in order to go forwards, may be very important with communication. for you during this retrograde. We do have, firstly, the birds, which is a communication card. That's usually more about phone calls and actual conversations with people, okay? It's usually in the form of like gossip, okay? A lot of the time this is in the form of gossip. And that gossip is sort of coming from a loved one. We have the heart there clarifying that. So I do feel as though that's kind of gossip, gossiping with a loved one, just talking to a loved one, someone that you do love, they love you, you care about them. There's unconditional love there. I do feel like it's platonic love, and it's kind of just that, that gossipy catch up type of talking with this person. But that conversation becomes important because it moves you into this clover energy. All right. And this clover, it's a good luck card. So it kind of, whatever's happening in this conversation with a loved one, it's showing you that it's the right time to take a chance, the right time to sort of take that leap to have more communication, which I'll get to the other communication we've got here. But it is a very good luck, good fortune type of card. So it's kind of letting you know, something within that conversation, lets you know luck is on your side. The time is now. Your fortune is right now to take this chance, to take this, risk, to have this communication. We have the letter there as well. So this communication, this second communication is with somebody else. Okay, and this other person is from your past. We have the tower there. So it's kind of like with the tower, it may be somebody that you have distanced yourself from. It may be somebody who's a little bit older than you, maybe not a huge amount older. I'm just getting a small age gap there. But the letter talks about all sorts of communication, texting, phone calls, emails, in person, online, all that sort of stuff. But it's kind of talking about, something within this initial conversation with a loved one opens you up to, do you know what? It's time that I do have that conversation with this past person. The retrograde is all about communication and closure, that unfinished business. So whoever this past person is, there is some unfinished business there. It's kind of like they've shaken your foundation with that tower there. And I'm kind of feeling that for some of you, Leo, you kind of want to shake their foundation in return by having this communication with them. But it is like a return to communication, you taking a chance to communicate more heavily with this person. You may already be in contact with this person, but this clover card just shows us that you may be saying something a bit risky to this person. You may be taking some sort of chance of a topic that you're talking about with this person. And a lot of the time that topic is going to be related to that tower, which is something to do with either the foundation of that connection, the foundation of you each individually, or something to do with like solitude. So communicating about being in your tower, being up in your tower kind of energy, being in a fortress, being in your fortress of solitude, but locking you up, maybe taking a chance to communicate about, do you know what, I'm locking myself away in the tower and I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm taking some time to myself. It's time for me to take some time to myself. So it could just be as simple as that, just telling somebody, look, I need some time to myself. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to communicate with you. I need some time to myself. So it could be definitely as simple as that. But it's some sort of closure, unfinished business with these conversations, and that initial conversation with a loved one, sort of giving you that inspiration or showing you how to, take the steps or know what steps you need to take within the next communications that you're making here. But I am seeing, communication is obviously going to be very important for you, Leo, over the retrograde energy. Okay, so, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move over to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Retrograde energy for our Virgos, please. why is that the energy around Virgo for retrograde, please? All right, so Virgo. Firstly, we have the bear. Then we have the moon and the clouds. Okay, so what we're seeing here, the bear, I'll come back to the bear because the moon and the clouds, they kind of fight against each other a little bit here, because the moon is all about your emotions and following your emotions and your intuition. But I'm kind of getting the vibe here that because the clouds is there, that this is actually more to do with, you know, the sensitive, like being a bit overly sensitive, you know, being a little bit overly emotional, oversensitive to certain things here, with that clouds energy. So the clouds does talk about your thoughts, your logic, you know, so we see the fight here between, you know, feelings and then logic. So it kind of is a little bit of a fight between these two energies, but it's kind of like, you know, your emotions being hidden behind these clouds as well. So trying to think of you know, trying to act logically, trying to think things through very logically, but you're hiding some emotions behind that behavior, which is actually forcing you into this overthinking things. You know, you're actually making, you know, forcing yourself to overthink things, possibly, you know, possibly depression here, anxiety and depression from the way that you are overthinking your emotions. And you know, it's clouding your judgment, leaving you a bit confused. So we do see sort of confusion over the things that make that are very sort of sensitive, you know, the things that you're vulnerable to emotionally. You're kind of overthinking them a little bit here, but also, you know, I am definitely seeing some anxiety and depression and confusion coming through there as well. We do have that bear energy as well. So the bear really does let us know that it's important for you to put up boundaries within yourself, for this energy. Okay, so not so much allowing yourself to hide emotions behind your logic, behind your thoughts. Actually, just allow yourself to, you know, feel those emotions a little bit more. The bear is very protective and tries to be strong and powerful all the time, and I kind of feel like this bear energy is where why you're struggling with this emotional sensitivities, because you're not letting those emotional sensitivities come to the surface. You're overprotective of them and hiding them so deeply down within yourself that it is actually causing you more anxiety and leading to, you know, this heavy sadness and depression here, and confusion over what's going on within yourself. It's kind of because you're so overprotective of these things within yourself that it's gotten to the point where you're defensive and you're acting very defensively, because, you know, as soon as something hits something even close to something you might be emotionally sensitive to, you're like defensive and like raw, like roaring like a bear, like raw, get away from me, you know, that kind of energy. So it's talking about, you know, with retrograde, I feel like it's important for you to maybe communicate a little bit more with your emotional self, and stop, you know, stop being so overprotective of that emotional side of yourself, and you know, create a strong boundary within yourself about, you know, yeah, sure, if someone gets to, you know, someone does start making me very emotionally sensitive, that's fine to have a boundary, but not to the point where I'm ripping their face off. I want to be a little teddy bear. I don't want to be, you know, this crazy grizzly bear coming straight at you. You know, what is it, the cocaine bear or whatever? You know, I know that's been in the media a lot lately, but you know, the reason that you need to know about this is for the letter, okay, which is communication. So this is all to do with the way that you're communicating with people. You might feel that you're being strong and powerful, but no, to a lot of people you are coming across as this giant grizzly bear who's being a bit scary and intimidating. It may be actually presenting that you've got some anger issues going on as well, and it's all stemming from, all I said was this, Virgo, and Virgo, like, ate my face off and you know, roared at me and scared me, you know, back to the woods. You know, I didn't even mean anything negative by it, but Virgo has overthought that, and that's something that they're a little bit sensitive about. So they have fully overreacted here with the way that they've communicated and reacted to that. So just be very wary of that, Virgo. You're very prone to a bit of aggro with this retrograde. The emotions are sort of, you know, they do need to be released in a healthy way at the moment, Virgo, rather than continuing to allow them to just sort of come on out and eat everyone's faces off. Okay, so just be wary of that, Virgo. You know, but you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But I'll move on over to our Libra. Hey Libra, how are we today? Okay, what is retrograde energy around Libra? Looking at the retrograde energy for Libra, please. Oh, okay. Retrograde energy for Libra. Okay, so seeing some of you may have Gemini placements as well. Gemini had two of these cards as well. So firstly, we've got the key, which kind of flew out. So some sort of brand new opportunity is actually coming up for you during retrograde Libra. So this may be something that you've put on the back burner, that you have, you know, because retrograde is all about things coming back around and unfinished business and that sort of stuff. So we are seeing that for a lot of you, that is business. Okay, we have the fish there, which is all about abundance, wealth, business, finances. All right, so opening the door to successful finances. Okay, so it's a very straightforward sort of message for you, because the last card we have is the ring. So it's kind of telling us that the cycle is complete. Okay, so I'm feeling for some of you there, Libra, you may have been really trying to look after your finances. You may have been making some investments in the past that are now, you know, the cycle is complete. They've paid off. They're paying off for you. So retrograde is actually looking like it may be quite a good time for you with the success card there and the money card there, and then that ring card there as well. So for some of you, it could be a financial, you know, a relationship, a wealth type relationship, getting a new opportunity with, you know, an abundant person, a wealthy person. You know, I'm not necessarily feeling though that is strictly like a love relationship. So if that's the case, it might be like a business partnership. You've got this new opportunity for a great business partnership, something that I keep getting on the, it's been on the back burner. It's something that you may have started something or put the, you know, planted the seeds a long time ago, and here it is sort of coming into fruition now during retrograde for you as well. So awesome. You can't really complain with that reading, Libra. I feel like the energy there is really good. Something really successful, some successful opportunity with, you know, career or finances. You know, the cycle is now complete, and you're moving forward into 2024 in a brand new way for yourself. You know, a brand new cycle when it comes to the way, you know, our abundance works within our life. So that feels really good for you, Libra. I really like that. I'm so happy for you. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is about, or when you know what that is about. Retrograde has technically already started and will be going until the 1st of January. So hopefully we can see some good results for you very soon. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But we'll move over to Scorpio. Okay, retrograde energy for Scorpio. Retrograde energy for Scorpio, please. Okay, and why does Scorpio need to know about that retrograde energy, please? Okay, so it does look like, Scorpio, that we may be dealing with, you may have had a rough year. I'm not going to lie here, Scorpio. We have the whip followed by the cross. Okay, so that kind of lets us know that there's been a lot of trouble, tension, drama. You may have faced quite a lot of challenges. For some of you, this is kind of beating yourself up energy, where you've been, giving yourself hell about something or other, carrying some burdens here with that cross energy. Um, it is coming through that there has been a bit of tension, a bit of trouble. You may still have a little bit more tension to get through with this retrograde energy, in order to lift these burdens off yourself here, Scorpio. The cross sometimes can talk about the cross to bear, the trouble that you've been through, the trauma that you've been through, the tension, the conflicts that have happened for you, this conflict within yourself even. So we are sort of seeing that there has been some stuff, maybe still ongoing for some of you there, but once we move through that a little bit more, because what we're sort of seeing, the reason that you need to know about this is because we have the scythe energy, which is a sudden unexpected break from all that. That's like those burdens being lifted, that all of a sudden something is happening for you that is changing that for you, and it might be quite unexpected that these conflicts end, or I'm not necessarily feeling end, but they change. It's like a big unexpected change that totally changes the way that you're carrying those within yourself. And we also have the heart clarifying that as well. So the heart, you moving, the scythe does break you away from that negative energy and move you into a more loving, peaceful space here with the heart energy. It definitely, for some of you, it could be love itself, is the sudden change that helps break you free from these burdens that you've been carrying, from this tension within yourself, the conflicts that you've had in the past. Love definitely could be the signal to change everything. Okay, but it does come through with the house as well. So the house does let us know that that this is part of your destiny, and you will find stability. This will actually, it's kind of like needing to revisit the past conflict in order to, move into the brand new energy for you there, which results in a lot of, inner stability and security in where you're at in your life, and the way that you're able to, love and change things about your life that you're not happy with, and move forwards in a much more loving way for yourself, for, the things that are in your life as well. So it's definitely, long term, it's for the best here, Scorpio. But like I said, I am just feeling that some of you, there may still just be a little bit more conflict to get through, to sort of get you back to that stability and security there. For some of you, this may be directly related to your house. So some of you may be having troubles with housing, or troubles with renovations, or buying a home, or selling a home. There may have been some trouble, and that's kind of may have been part of what this burden is all about. But with that sudden unexpected change moving forward into love, we do really see that that's going to be changing suddenly for you, and will be leading you to stability in the long term. Okay, so next year, I'm just intuitively feeling for you, Scorpio, that next year is going to be a lot more stable for you than whatever this year has brought you. Okay, which you can't go wrong there. That's a really good energy. But I will be doing some more readings in the near future, looking more towards what's going on next year and everything as well. So keep an eye out for those. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But we'll move on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Retrograde energy for our Sagittarians, please. Retrograde energy for Sagittarius. Please clarify. One for clarity for Sagittarius is retrograde energy. Firstly, we have the book there, Sagittarius. Okay, so this can talk about quite a few different things here, but this is it's kind of feeling like there's something you need to learn. It is coming through as like the book you haven't read yet, something you haven't read yet, something you haven't learned yet, some sort of education that you're needing here over retrograde, that you're going to be learning something. The unknown becomes known. You all of a sudden you're reading that book and you know how the story goes. But yeah, I'm feeling like education somehow here, Sagittarius, that some sort of knowledge or education is important for you here with the retrograde energy. We do have that followed by the bear energy. So for a lot of you, this could be, learning about how to create boundaries, learning how to stand in your own power, learning how to be strong, learning how to protect yourself in some sort of way. And for a lot of you, it's got to do with this market card as well. We have the market card there, which, so I'm kind of getting that for some of you, this is learning how to protecting your shopping, learning how to create boundaries around shopping. The market card, it does talk about, selling yourself short. It's got that going to market kind of vibe, that, I'm getting online transactions, selling, buying, all that sort of stuff. So it's protecting the way that you sell, the way that you buy, the way that you shop. I am getting online shopping for quite a few of you there, needing to educate yourself about how to protect yourself online, how to protect yourself better while you're online, creating stronger boundaries for yourself when it comes to online shopping. That's very interesting. I was definitely not expecting those sorts of messages during retrograde. But, like retrograde can talk, this retrograde, it can be bringing up some money issues for people as well, the way that we deal with money. So I feel like this may be what this is all about. The way that you deal with money and protecting your income revenue a little bit more, but the knowledge is feeling very important for you. So there may be something, some of you may be like needing to do an online course, and it's kind of telling you shop around, because this definitely could be shopping around as well. But I keep getting drawn back to online shopping and learning, some sort of education. So I suppose you're going to know, Sagittarius, if you're someone who does spend too much money online shopping and that sort of thing. If that's you, you do need to educate yourself about how to create boundaries, with online shopping, so that you're not spending too much money, protecting yourself online, the way that you are shopping online, protecting yourself a little bit more with that. The reason that you need to know about this, we have the dog energy here. So the dog energy, it usually does talk about friendship. So I feel like this is talking about, so that you can be a better friend to yourself, that you can, maybe that's where that education comes in, so that you can actually, help people around you learn how to do these things as well. You may be having to teach somebody how to, shop online safely. The dog does talk about loyalty and compassion as well. So there may be an element of having more compassion towards yourself with online shopping. Definitely an unexpected message there, Sagittarius. But obviously it's important for somebody to know about that. you know, if it has come out. And the retrograde is all about unfinished business. So some of you may have some sort of unfinished business to do with online shopping or learning. You know, you have unfinished education in regard to protecting yourself online, or something along those lines. Very, very odd message to get for retrograde Sagittarius, but it is what it is. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Okay, so you know, maybe your other placements may have some other clues for you there. But move on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Retrograde energy for our Capricorns, please. Okay, so honestly, this retrograde is, majority of this retrograde is in the sign of Capricorn. So, you know, normally I would expect to see some, you know, scary stuff for Capricorn, but not so much today. Firstly, we have the stork energy there, so something getting stirred up, that's for sure. So, with the retrograde being all about unfinished business, there definitely may be something that has sort of been left unfinished getting stirred up for you. But this is all about idea generation, okay? Like some sort of idea getting stirred up within you. You're getting a lot of ideas during this retrograde. Maybe ideas of new ways to deal with things, new ways of doing things, new opportunities. We have the key there as well, which is, you know, opening yourself up to new opportunities. So maybe stirring up some ideas about how to create new opportunities in your life, how to open yourself up to new opportunities. But it leads to success. The key is all about success here. This can be a career card sometimes, a money type card sometimes. So, you know, these ideas may be about how to, you know, how to generate new options with, you know, career or financial investments or those sorts of things as well. But we do see success with the key. And for some of you, this is in regard to travel as well. We have the ship there. So it may be, you know, stirring up the idea of a new opportunity that involves traveling in some way, shape or form. You know, finding a, you know, fresh new idea on an opportunity that may be, you know, at a distance from you. Sometimes the ship, though, it doesn't necessarily mean travel. It could be like, for some of you, it could be like overseas related. So, you know, opportunities overseas. So, stirring up some sort of new idea on how to, you know, move your business overseas as well. You know, franchise out or something along those lines. Spread out, you know, distance, spreading out. But for others of you, this is all just about a brand new journey, a brand new adventure within yourself, within your life. I'm just going to get one to clarify that ship. Can I just get one to clarify that ship for Capricorn, please? Yeah, so we've got that clarified with the incense burner. So it's kind of surrounded by a cloud of smoke at the moment. There may be something to do with smoke. This new adventure may, you know, the smoke needs to clear. The smoke hasn't cleared yet before you can sort of set sail. It's you haven't stirred that smoke up yet. So it's not going to show us clearly what that's about for you, Capricorn. But the incense burner really is about, you know, clearing the smoke and cleansing. So this new adventure is like a giant cleanse for you. There may be some of you may be finding an opportunity to, you know, go somewhere, you know, travel somewhere specifically to cleanse. But I am getting that the smoke may be important for some of you as well. So I'm getting that this may be you know, how to start a new journey with, you know, I'm getting quitting smoking. So that's something that I need to do. So as a Capricorn, maybe I should be thinking about that in the sense of quitting smoking, because the smoking is coming through with the incense burner today, as well as the cleansing, which, you know, quitting smoking and cleansing your body may be important here to start a new journey, to start the year, you know, to start 2024 nice and fresh and you know, set sail in a very positive way. But it does feel as though it's you coming across some sort of brand new idea, on a new opportunity, opening yourself up to new journeys, and having these fresh new energy, these fresh new ideas happening for you there, Capricorn. So you know, let me know in the comments if you know what that's all about. You know, because for me that could be multiple things, because I am traveling in the new year as well, so could be travel or smoking for me myself, but it's going to play out slightly different for everyone within the collective, and you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But we'll move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, retrograde energy around our Aquarius, please. One more for retrograde energy for Aquarius, please. What comes after that, please? Retrograde energy for Aquarius. Okay, this is reading as current energy here. Okay, so you know the retrograde has started already, so we do have the anchor, as well as the market coming out as, and they are coming out as kind of present energy. So you're kind of feeling a bit stuck, a bit weighed down here at the moment. You know, the anchor, it's a very interesting energy because sometimes it can hold us steady, but at other times it can sort of hold us down in place, stop us from moving through this marketplace. You know, the marketplace here, it can talk about the way that we're buying and selling, so shopping. It can talk about selling ourselves short. I feel like that's probably along the lines of what's going on for you, Aquarius, that you're kind of stuck in this mode of selling yourself short and you know, allowing people to take you for granted a little bit and shortchange you for your services, for your time, for your love, for your energy. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting, that you're a little bit stuck in that, and you're having trouble freeing yourself and selling yourself up, and you know, getting a better market price for yourself here, is kind of what I'm getting with that. But what we are seeing retrograde is doing for you, Aquarius, is putting an end to that. Okay, we have the coffin there, so that the coffin is all about death and rebirth. So we're seeing a death of that way of living. We're seeing the end of you selling yourself short, and a brand new beginning coming from that as well. So once you close the lid on that type of energy around yourself there, it really will start a fresh new beginning for you. That rebirth, that's not who I am anymore. That I'm you know, I killed off that part of myself that was selling myself short. I don't need to be like that. That's holding me stuck. I'm going to, you know, start a brand new beginning, a rebirth here, and be a brand new Aquarian in the new year. We also have the heart, continuing that on. So that rebirth does bring a lot of love for ourselves. I feel like this is exactly what that is for you, Aquarius, is that, you know, that new beginning in the way that you're loving yourself. You're not going to sell yourself short if you truly love and value yourself, and you know your worth. You know your worth with that heart energy. So you're not going, you know, you have this unconditional love for yourself that, you know, I'm not going to sell myself short anymore because I deserve more than that. I'm starting this fresh new beginning where I know I deserve more than that. I'm not going to allow anyone to shortchange me for my time, love, energy anymore. So I feel like for you that this is, you know, unfinished business within yourself of clearing out energy of, you know, unequal connections, whether that be, you know, platonic connections, work connections, love connections. It's all about, you know, the way that you perceive yourself, not allowing yourself to get stuck, you know, putting up with stuff that you don't deserve, moving forward into energy of, do you know what, I know I deserve more than that, and you're shortchanging me for my time, my love, my energy. It's time for me to, you know, get more. I deserve more in return. This is not equal. I refuse to accept this unequal behavior anymore. That you know, you're not giving me as much as I'm giving you. So, you know, we need to find that way to either, you know, be reciprocal with that, or, do you know what, I love myself enough to make whatever choice I need to make to, you know, have a new beginning here, and close that cycle of allowing people to shortchange me. All right, so super positive there for you in the long run, Aquarius. I really like that for you. You know, no one should be letting anyone shortchange them. Okay, so you know, get started on that. I love it for you. All right, but check your other placements if you want to as well. Okay, but we will move on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Retrograde energy around our Pisces. Retrograde energy around our Pisces. Okay, and just one more to in that sequence for Pisces retrograde energy. One more in that sequence, please. Okay, and why does Pisces need to, or actually clarify what those first two are about, please? Okay, so what we have here, Pisces, we have kind of like a present energy, and then, you know, retrograde bringing in some sort of change to that present energy. The thing that's clarified the present kind of energy, what's going on here, I'll show you this first so it kind of makes more sense as we go. We have the mountain clarifying your first batch of cards here. So the mountain does talk about obstacles that you have been sort of trying to overcome, the challenges that you've been facing, the delays that you've been facing within your life. Okay, so with retrograde being unfinished business, I feel like this is definitely some sort of unfinished business, some sort of, you know, you've started trying to climb over this obstacle and get through this challenge, but we're not quite completely over that as of yet. You know, what that is about there, we have the lilies and the birds. Okay, so we do see with the lilies that this is something that has been going on for a long time. The lilies does talk, you know, very long term, and is a long term energy, but this is also emotional intimacy. So something that has been you know, a challenge that has, you know, been affecting you very, you know, very close to your heart. You know, so for some of you that may be a love challenge, an obstacle in love, something that you've been trying to sort of overcome when it comes to love, but it's something that's very close to you, and has sort of raised some vulnerabilities within you, and it feels like you have been dealing with this for quite a long time here, Pisces. So it does feel as though, you know, majority of the year has been this challenge, dealing with these emotions, dealing with these vulnerabilities that have been brought to the surface for you here. Now we do have the bird energy as well. So the bird energy, it's very interesting because it's not sort of showing me clearly what exactly this is, but it's kind of like the birds can talk about conversations. It can talk about gossip and chatter around you, gossip and chatter you know, with yourself, the way that you are being very intimate with yourself on an emotional level, those conversations you're having within yourself, and challenging yourself and trying to, you know, persevere through those challenges to do with that. But for others of you, this is, you know, it can kind of be, you know, gossipy type energy, the chatter around you, feeling as though everyone's sort of talking about you, that kind of thing. And that creating some vulnerabilities within you. But you know, in the traditional decks, sometimes the birds does talk about, you know, a sense of grief or loss. It doesn't actually come out very commonly, like very commonly in the way that I read Lenormand, but it is coming through with this Lily's energy, because, you know, lilies sometimes can refer to funerals as well. So with the birds there, it does feel a little bit more along the lines of grief that you've been feeling. I'm not getting that it's to do with an actual, it could be though, like for some of you this could be to do with an actual death as well, but I don't feel that for majority of you that that's the case. It's more to do with this actual obstacle, this obstacle that you've been facing emotionally, and this obstacle is your grief. You know, something that you've lost and had to say sort of goodbye to, in that sort of energy aspect, emotional aspect here. But then what happens during retrograde, we do see the coffin energy, which is followed by the scythe energy. Okay, so the scythe is actually very, very important here, Pisces, because it does talk about, you know, a sudden break from this energy. Okay, a sudden break away from the death of that situation, and moving, and then, you know, after that scythe comes through, we're able to close the lid on that coffin and move into the brand new beginning. The coffin is about death and rebirth. So I'm feeling that, you know, we're the death is this obstacle, this we're sort of ending, closing the lid on all these challenges that we've been facing, these obstacles we've been facing within our own emotional intimacy and vulnerabilities and whatnot. There is something that is suddenly, you know, maybe even unexpectedly breaking us free from that, and moving us, you know, enabling us to move into the brand new beginnings. So I do feel for you, Pisces, that we are definitely looking at some sort of unfinished business, that you haven't, something that you haven't dealt with completely. But with that scythe and coffin energy there, it does feel as though you are going to suddenly be breaking free of that grief, and suddenly sort of all of a sudden jumping up to the top of the mountain, and you know, on the other side of that mountain we have opportunities, you know, that sense of achievement that you've overcome that, and being able to sort of come back down the other side of all those obstacles, and move on with your life. Okay, so that's what I'm getting with that. You know, that scythe does feel very, very important for you there, Pisces, that, you know, something is going to come in really quickly and break you free from all this stuff. You know, I do feel like you've been dealing with this for a long time. This grief has been, you know, within you for a long time. It you know, with the lilies there, it kind of feels like this grief, this has been, you know, it's been there for such a long time that it's become a part of your emotional intimacy with yourself, that you've just kind of accepted this grief as a part of you. But it's not a part of you, it's an obstacle. Okay, and you are going to be overcoming that. It does sort of feel like, once you break free from that, you know, you're going to have this total rebirth. I feel like a brand new Pisces, come 2024, once you've broken free and closed the lid on all that for yourself there, Pisces. It really does feel like that's quite important, quite an important sudden break for you. So I just want to get one more to clarify that side. Can I just get one to clarify that side? How is that sudden break or unexpected change occurring for Pisces, please? Okay, so we have the bed card. So, you know, this is unique to this particular deck, this bed card, but it does talk about taking rest and relaxation being the key here. Spending time in bed. You know, it does feel like that sudden change is just, you're just going to be laying in bed and all of a sudden you're just going to be like, boom, something has changed. For one or two of you, there's something happening in your bed that is going to suddenly, I don't know. I don't want to go into too much detail on that, but that's you know, other bedroom activities. For majority of you, this is definitely rest and relaxation. Curling up in your bed and getting some sleep, and you know, so it may even happen while you're asleep. You'll just wake up one day and be like, oh, something's missing. I feel heaps better. What's going on? And realizing, oh, I've suddenly this is no longer a part of me. I've managed to close the lid on that. I just like waking up, and that's why it's feeling so unexpected, maybe, because, you know, for some of you, you may just be waking up one day and then realizing something's different. I don't know what's different, but that's what's different, is you've suddenly sort of broken free from this energy that's been sort of holding you down here, that sort of has been a part of your life for quite a long time here now. You know, it does feel like majority of the year, for a lot of you, this has just been a part of how you get through every day. This is in you know, part of you, every single day. But suddenly being able to close the lid on that chapter and move forward. And bed is the key. So, you know, you never know, Pisces. Maybe go and jump on the bed. Go and just run around and jump on the bed. Go crazy. You know, rest. Make a little fort for yourself and curl up in bed for a day or two if you are able to. I know I could never really do that. I have a son that, you know, would not let me sleep in my bed a whole day. Goodness, I'm lucky if I get a nap. But and just for one or two of you, that is something else happening in your bedroom that leads to all of a sudden this, you've broken free from this. So I don't understand that message, so I'm not going to go into that in any more detail, but it's some sort of sexual activity that sort of snaps you out of it in a way. Yeah, I feel like you'll know when you know. If that's you, you'll know when you know. Okay, but rest. I feel like it's rest and relaxation. Get a good night's sleep. All right, which easier said than done, I know, right? But that's what I have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements as well, Pisces. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Feel more than welcome to share and whatnot to all your social medias. I have you know, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the details are down in the description box for anyone that's interested. You know, but I'm trying to grow the channel a little bit at the moment. So I do really appreciate getting you know, if anyone does want to share the channel around to friends, family, or whatever, that would be hugely appreciated. But otherwise, just, you know, please subscribe and like the channel, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.